10 per 1,000 admissions, which increases the morbidity with increase in length of stay by additional 22 days. High mortality range from 30 to 40%, may go up to 70-80%, depends upon which species of the Candida patient had. Economical burden, no doubt on that. Difficult to diagnose. The yield of blood culture, okay, it's hardly around 30 to 50% in the growing of Candida in the blood. Only way for outcoming this problem is we have to risk stratify and treat empirically. That is the only way we can do. So recent increase in Candida species, which is going to be very high resistant for fluconazole, which is the most commonly used antifungal. So these are the challenges for treating invasive candidiasis in ICU. Okay, so coming to what are the risk factors for Candida infection? See, we need some sort of colonization of the skin mucous membrane with Candida, which can happen with simply prolonged ICU stay, use of antibiotics, high severity of the illness score, that is high Apache 2 score. Along with that, if there is an alteration in the natural host barrier, means if there is a breach in skin, breach in mucous membrane, whether it may be secondary to wounds, burn, surgery, intravascular device or urinary catheter, along with some sort of the insult, some sort of the add-on like risk factor like total parenteral nutrition, acute renal failure on hemodialysis, so post-steroid, post-chemotherapy, diabetic uncontrolled patient, post-gut surgery, use of antacids, prolonged mechanical ventilation, severe acute pancreatitis, post-transplantation. So these are the additional risk factor which make more chance of risk for the Candida infection. So basically they need some colonization, they need some sort of breach in the skin or mucous membrane, along with that they need some insult. So this covers the entire pathophysiology in terms of the risk factor for the Candida infection. So basically, so when it comes to risk factor selection, so patient had malignancy, diabetic, renal disease, TPN, burns or steroid. If they have fever, what is our approach? We put them on broad spectrum antibiotic. If they have pre-existing colonization because of high severity score or prolonged ICU stay, so when there is a skin or mucosal damage along with some instrumentation like central venous catheter, post-surgery, particularly GI surgery with the breach of mucosa, they have high incidence of invasive candidiasis. See, one take-home message here is more the diagnostic modalities, more advanced is the intervention, more advanced is the therapeutic option. Okay, patient will stay in ICU for prolonged time, will like send these patients for many of the intervention, more breach in the mucosa and skin surface, more chances of Candida infection. So this is the inevitability. Okay, we need to accept with the advance in medical and surgical care. So one hand, we are achieving lots of steroid therapy, good chemotherapeutic agents, lots of neuro intervention, lots of like gut intervention, radiology, which leads to breach in mucosa, invading the Candida into the bloodstream and means like solid organ candidiasis. So it is the like inherent drawback we need to accept at this scenario. Okay, so when it comes to overall like pathophysiology of the fungal infection, so when a patient stayed in medical intensive care unit or surgical intensive care unit, so for prolonged time they are susceptible for only candidiasis. So when they have some sort of oncology background, they move from candidiasis to that of the aspergillosis. Definitely when they have solid organ transplantation, post bone marrow transplantation, they are more susceptible for aspergillosis along with the Candida. So basically, whenever there is a loss of barrier immunity, particularly loss of skin or mucous membrane, so they are susceptible for candidiasis. Along with that, so decrease in immunity, particularly loss of barrier plus loss of cellular immunity, they are more susceptible for aspergillosis with Candida. So basically, mucosal breach, skin breach, candidiasis. Along with that, if the patient received steroid or chemotherapy as a part and parcel of bone marrow transplantation or solid organ transplantation, they are more susceptible for having aspergillosis also. This is the overview on the pathophysiology of invasive mycosis. Okay, when it comes to clinical manifestation of invasive candidiasis, it